Hi, I'm Eric Beard, back at the Longfellow Sports Club, and I want to talk just a little bit about hamstring tightness. It's one of the things that a lot of our clients experience when they're coming in to exercise, and one of the biggest mistakes that people make when their hamstrings feel tight is they just stretch them. A lot of times the muscle doesn't need to be stretched out. It has tension on it for a host of other reasons, and I don't want to bore you with the specific details of joint alignment and muscular interaction. I just want to give you a solution for it. So if you're feeling some tension in your hamstrings, these are some techniques that you can do multiple times a day, at least before and after a workout, to provide you some relief for this to help keep the hamstrings comfortable. The first thing that we're going to do is do some foam rolling or self-myofascial release, and then we'll do some static stretching. So for the foam rolling, head down to the floor. We're going to start out with the calves. Now, why do we focus on the calves and the ankle? Well, the ankle is below the knee joint, and the hamstrings run from the knee to the hip. So we want to address the joints typically above and below wherever we experience tightness. In this specific instance, that works. So slow, steady roll. We find a spot, stop on it, hold it for 30 to 60 seconds. We've gone over this in other videos. In case you haven't seen those, we'll kind of recoup this just a bit. So slow and steady rolls. If you find a spot that's sore or tight, stop on it, stay on it, and hold it for about a minute. It's going to take some tension and tightness out of the muscles. So that's the calves. Very important. Yes, if you have hamstring tightness, we do start at the calves. You can go over the hamstrings themselves, starting with the roller just above the knee. Slow, steady roll, moving up towards the hip. Now, if you've never used foam rolling, you definitely want to check with a licensed healthcare practitioner, fitness professional, or medical doctor, just to make sure that this is the correct technique for you. There are some contraindications for them. We do have another video on that if you like. You can turn the foot to the outside. So you're looking for any of these tight or sore spots that you might have. Once you find them, stop on them, stay on them, and hold them. It's like a self-massage. Once you hold that tight spot for about a minute, the soreness should go away. So you should get about 2 or 3 spots in the calves, 2 or 3 spots in the hamstrings. If you have time, spend more time. The next area that we're going to work on is the outer thigh and then the front of the hip. These areas are fairly interconnected. So it's going to be a slow, steady roll going down towards the knee. This is tender in many people. The muscles around this part of the thigh and the hip impact what's happening at the hamstring, even though we're not on the hamstrings right now. And then we're going to come up by that front pocket, make sure there's nothing in your pocket, and then we're going to turn down towards the floor just a little bit. So I'm about a 45-degree or an oblique angle, looking for a tighter sore spot. Once I found that, I hold it for 30 to 60 seconds, wait for the tension to go away. The slow, steady roll can relax the muscles, and holding that sore spot for about a minute can melt that sore spot. It's like when you have a knot or an adhesion within the muscles. So there's more that you can do with the roller, but those are the 3 basics if you've got some hamstring tension. Next, let's do some static stretching. I'm just going to use this green pad right here to help me be a little bit more comfortable on this hardwood floor. My knee's going to go down. You can use a pillow or a carpet or a folded up sweatshirt or a towel, whatever it is you need. We're going to stretch out the hip flexors. Again, not the hamstrings, we're going to go after the hip flexors. And go ahead and put your hip behind your knee just a little bit. What we're going to do is called a posterior pelvic tilt. As we're in a posterior pelvic tilt, we're going to come to an upright position. The key to success for this stretch is a posterior tilt. Many people have an arch in their low back that's excessive, and that's what's leading to the hamstring tightness. We're going to do just the opposite. Our static stretches, we should hold somewhere between 30 to 60 seconds. Keep your shoulders lined up, keep your hips square, and your legs square in front of you. You might feel a stretch in the front of the hip, the side of the hip, anywhere down towards the kneecap, and that's appropriate. That's what we want. So 2 or 3 sets of static stretching for the hip flexors and this kneeling hip flexor stretch. Next thing that we'll do is I'm going to step over the wall and we're going to do a stretch for the calves. Similar process for the calves, so static stretching. We're going to get into position, hold for 20 to 30 seconds. Get about arm's distance away from the wall. Move your foot back so you go heel toe. I'm going to give you 6 cues. Let's start with the first 3. Your heel must stay down, your toes must stay in just slightly, and then your body has to stay in a straight line. So the ear, shoulder, hip, knee, and ankle should be in a straight line. We're looking to feel a light to moderate stretch in the calf. We shouldn't feel like anything's tearing or ripping. So the 3 points: heel down, toes in, body in a straight line. The next 3 cues: gently engage your abdominals, gently engage your glutes, gently engage your quads. So abs, glutes, and quads should all be fired. Then we'll come back out. We'll hold that for 2 or 3 times. So for the calf stretch, 6 points: heel down, toes in, body straight, abdominals engaged, glutes engaged, and quads engaged. So if someone comes in, they're experiencing tension or tightness in their hamstrings, one of the biggest mistakes that they make is they go to stretch that muscle out even more, and it's already overstretched. So instead of attacking the hamstring muscle, we loosen up the joints above and below it, such as the ankle joint. We do that with a calf by using the myofascial release of the foam rolling on the calf for about 2 or 3 minutes. We do a static stretch for 20 or 30 seconds, repeated a few times, again about 2 or 3 minutes. And then we can go after the hip flexors. We foam roll the front of the thigh and the side of the thigh and do that kneeling hip flexor stretch. This in all is going to take anywhere around 10 to 12 minutes to do. This is a must before workout, recommended after a workout, and if you can do this at home, it can definitely help your hamstrings feel less tension. Very important for you runners out there with very tight hamstrings and tight calves.